Hello, I'm super excited to be here and to share with you 3 adjustments you can make in your business right away so that you can build from a place of strength and create sustainable and satisfying growth so you're not chasing something that you might not even want. So if you are around, join me, say hello, tell me where you are in this world. Happy Labor Day for those of you in the US. And that's part of the reason I wanted to do this training today, because there is a lot of internal conflict when it comes to doing our right work and what that means and what that looks like. So I want to share with you some insights on building your business differently and share some other opportunities that I have this week for you to get even more training. And like I have said before, I encourage you to take notes, to ask questions, because my commitment to you is always to give you content and value that you can apply to your life and your business right away. So everything I'll be sharing with you is very practical, it's very applicable, and my goal for you is to make it so that you can personalize it to you so that you can get a breakthrough right away in your business, because that's always my mission. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so many of you in business, and I imagine you, like me, have worked on so many different components of your business. And you may have worked with different coaches and mentors and enrolled in different programs. And most of the time when we do this, it's almost like spot training. You go and work with this mentor on maybe you're working on refining your sales calls. Maybe you work with a different mentor in a different program where you are adjusting your client attraction to see what that looks like. And then maybe you hire someone else or go through another program where you're playing with different platforms. And maybe you have a desire to really become better at one specific platform or whatever it might be. And so what happens is we end up becoming very discombobulated, where we're like, okay, this is what I'm doing for sales. This is what I'm doing for client attraction. Maybe I need to work on my email list, and there's all these things kind of pulling us away. And so I wanted to bring this together today, because I think what often happens, and this has happened for me, is that it's like we piecemeal our business together. We follow all these different, maybe frameworks or blueprints. But what happens is, and this happened to me too, is that we lose, why are we doing this in the first place? And what do we really want our business to look like? And who do we need to be in order for our business to look like that? And so that's what this training is, to help you get out of that compartmentalization and kind of discombobulation and piecemealing and come together back to the foundation, back to the core, and then build your business growth from there. Because you're in business because you have a bigger calling or drive within you to do something different. And so when that gets disconnected, that's when we get into trouble and we start chasing all these blueprints and maybe even chasing different goals that aren't actually aligned with how we really want to be running our business. Cool. Yay! Hey, Beth. Oh, I'm so excited to see you. It's so fun that I'm doing this on StreamYard, so I get to see people from Facebook and from YouTube. Yay! Thanks for being here. So ask questions as I go. This is perfect for you. Okay, so the first part is what we're going to work on today is, like I mentioned, 3 adjustments you can make right away so that you are, whatever stage you are in your business. Of course, no matter where you are, you're going to want to grow in some way, shape, or form, and we're always growing. But what I want to share is how you can make adjustments in your business so you're growing in a way that's sustainable, that's satisfying, and that's aligned with you. And we're going to talk more about what that looks like. So the first part is, and this is where I see so many business owners, coaches, anyone in the transformational space gets kind of sidetracked or off tracked, and this happened to me too in the beginning, is that we look at all the shiny objects. We see all these people having amazing breakthroughs and having huge sales months. And then we often start to think, well, that's what the measure of success is. That's what we have to pursue. That's what it's all about. And this happened to me where I end up chasing all these different strategies in order to try and get something without actually coming back to center and seeing, is that really what I want? Is that really important? And is that really aligned with how I want to live my life? And so the first part of this foundation, there's 3 aspects we're going to cover, is money. And so really think about, do you need 20, 50, 100K? Maybe you might want, but then let's go back to the foundation. Do you need it? And if you do decide you need it, ask yourself why. And I'm not saying you don't need it or you don't want it, but coming back to, working with a mentor who talks about micro adjustments. This is kind of like yoga. When you do a micro adjustment in yoga, you get a really deeper stretch and ability to move your body, and the same in business. And so if we start out thinking we need to make 10, 20, 50K, that can sometimes take you out of alignment right away, because then you're chasing this thing with you're not even sure that's aligned or what you truly want. And so a way you can bring this into alignment is, I know this is really tricky because it's money, but to get out of your head a little bit, because we're going to do some head stuff, but come back to your heart and then ask yourself, okay, so what is it that I actually need to be supported? Because the heart, wants to be supported. And then this is where you bring in the head. You start to think, okay, what are my monthly expenses? And as you get just like clear, basic expenses, then allow your heart to come in and say, okay, what if I were to add more to giving? What if I were to add more to investing? What if I were to add more to my own, personal growth? What if I were to add more to my fun fund, my vacation fund, whatever it might be? And then, but the idea here is that you're creating it from heart. You're creating it from what feels juicy and expansive and life-giving and energizing, versus the head will be very much judgmental and almost condemning in a way. And so that's when you can know if it's out of alignment or not. And then of course you can step into, maybe it's an incremental adjustment. Maybe you want just a couple thousand more than you're already making. And then when you get there again, you can play and see then what's next. And so you're allowing your body, your heart, your brain to get into alignment with what's that next level without having it kick into survival mode and freak out and run for the hills. So that's the first step, is to really get clear on what is the level of income that you desire that would support you. And then how would it look going into that, just that next little tiny incremental level into expansion, so that you feel even more supported. So again, it feels life-giving and energizing and expansive, not constrictive and limiting. Cool. Okay, let me know if you have questions. And then the second step of the adjustments is then to evaluate time and energy. And so when you think about, okay, maybe you decide you want to receive, it's 11,000 or something, whatever it might be. And then the part of the time and energy to say, okay, well, what is the time and energy exchange in order for you to receive that 11,000? And again, instead of coming from head, which head sometimes might be like, oh my gosh, you have to give, and you need to be available all the time, or whatever it might be, depends on where you are. But a lot of times that little inner critic comes in and thinks you have to over deliver and over give, which is coming from the head. And so when you again come here, connect to the body. So time and energy is body. So come into your body, get grounded and think, okay, how much time would I like to spend in creation mode? How much would I like to spend in delivery? How much do you want to spend in engagement? And what is the best way for you to do that? So if you want to deliver, coaching, for example, or some transformational services, think about your unique, design, your unique traits, your unique energy blueprint. And think about, for you, is it best for you to deliver one-on-one because you love that, that connection, that intimacy, to really go deep with one person, and you love like deeply listening and really, being able to reflect back to one person? Or, and because you could do both, there might be parts of you that you really love the group interaction. You love having, your clients interact with each other and learn from each other. And there might be a component where you like to create content and then just give it out, and someone goes through your course on their own. And you might be someone that loves to do in-person events. So you really want to do retreats, or you want to do speaking engagements, or you want to do seminars, whatever it might be. And again, the idea here is you're coming into your body to connect with how does it feel in each of these different components, so that you really are designing your business for how you best work. Because if you hate one-on-one, then you don't want to design your business to be delivering one-on-one coaching. Or if you don't like designing content, transformational, educational content, then you probably don't want to be a course creator. So you really want to design it, again, from heart, from the experience of what that is for you. So that's the second part, time and energy. And then when you think about time and energy, not only how much time you want to spend in creation, how much time you want to spend in delivery, how much time you want to spend in engagement, then think about what does your client need as far as her connection to you? How much time does she need? How much access to your energy does she need? And then, so you're designing it first for you and then for her or him, so that you are giving in highest service to your client and giving in highest service to your gifts and energy and time. And then you can decide, okay, so what does that look like? How many hours a week will that entail? How many months a year will that entail? And then if that's how you're going to design, okay, so it looks like maybe you work 40 something months a year instead of 52. Maybe you have a colleague who wants to take, August and December off. Not that they won't be delivering content at that time, but they don't want to be active in the delivery at that time. So they're building their business so that they are offering service and being of value, but they're not needing to be driving the business during those 2 months. So think about those two components. And your own energy. If you know you need, I have a client who designs her schedule that she takes a bath at the end of her client delivery days, because she knows she needs to regenerate and rejuvenate and replenish. So that's part of her workday, is taking a bath after client delivery. So knowing what you need to refuel your energy, because giving your best requires, having that energy that's, doesn't have to be like high vibe, but it has to be at a high frequency. Okay, and then the third adjustment you can make is value. So we have, how much you desire to receive, that's expansive, how much you desire to give in time and energy. And then the third part is, what is the transformation that your soulmate client, is looking everywhere for, would pay anything for, wants more than anything in the world? What is that transformation? That is the value that you are delivering in your products and services. And that really, when you think about it, is priceless, because how I work, if you've watched it in my previous videos, is really getting deep into your soulmate client is a version of you a few years ago, a few steps behind. So you know her deeply, intimately, you know the pain that she went through, you know all the things that you did that didn't work and why they didn't work. And then you know what it took for you to get out of that cycle of things not working to get to where you are now. And having that information, being able to offer that to her so that she doesn't have to go through all the stuff that you went through. She doesn't have to make all the mistakes. She doesn't have to go through all the costly and painful experiences that you did, because you know exactly where she is, what she needs, and how you can deliver it to her in a way that no one else can. And so, of course, you want to focus on that, because that matters way more than how much your program costs and how long your program is. Okay, let me just check my notes really quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so part of the transformation also is being mindful of those two first elements, the investment and the time and energy, but also, why are you guiding her in the way that you're guiding her to that specific transformation? How is it different than someone who does similar work to you? And why is it that she can only get it from you? And what it is about your unique traits and gifts that really cultivated your ability to deliver that transformation. So I talk a lot about in our challenge, what we start to notice is we start to cultivate and really develop our extrasensory abilities in certain ways. And those are the things that really provide amazing, tremendous, ability for us to help our clients transform in ways that no one else can. Okay. So how this works is when you are looking to make adjustments in your business and grow and expand, you want to evaluate these 3 things. And then you want to elevate them. And how you can do that is that first one we talked about, which was money, is you want to come back to, like I mentioned, to heart. And how you come back to heart is to focus on who you are meant to serve and then why you're meant to serve her. And what this helps you get into is your deeper calling, your purpose. So you're really driving your business from that foundation of purpose versus chasing some external validation, trying to compete with someone, or forcing yourself to do something that you don't actually want to do, or chase something that is not even yours. Many times people get caught up in living someone else's dream. And so when you're driving your business from purpose, then this is something you can't not do. And that allows you to navigate challenges because those challenges are actually a gift to help you continue to grow and expand. And that, of course, you're not going to stop because this is what you're meant to do. And there's no way you can't not do it. So that's the heart piece. The second piece, which I talked about with time and energy, is the body. And this is impact. And so, of course, you want to think about who you're meant to serve, why you're meant to serve them, and then the impact that has not only on you and your life and everyone in your life, but also the impact that has on your client and her life and everyone in her life. And then the body, what you want to really connect to is the experience of delivering the transformation, the experience of having that impact, the experience of living your purpose, of creating a legacy. And what does that look like? It's because really all we're doing, the reason we're doing a lot of what we're doing is because we want to create an experience. So that could be freedom, that could be a sense of, giving a unique contribution to the world or having a unique contribution. It could be a feeling of abundance, of security, of confidence. It could be wanting to create more experiences of joy and joyful creation. So whatever it is, that's where you connect with the body. And then the third part I mentioned was the value, the transformation. So this is how we start to connect those first 2 pieces, the heart and the body, to the brain. Because what we want to do is take the investment that we desire, the time and energy we want to give, and the transformation that we're delivering, and give it shape. We want to give it structure. We want to put it in a container because that's how our brain works, right? So it's the feminine, it's the creativity and the wanting to create joy and play and experience different things. And then we want the masculine, which is giving it structure, giving it a form. And that is what we use to deliver our content. So we have, maybe a specific type of program that you deliver. And so what that does is that's your how. So we have the who and the why, which is the heart and the purpose. We have the what, the impact and the experience, which is the body. And then we have the how you deliver it, which is the structure and the logic, which is the brain. So when you bring all those together, then you have this amazing foundation. And as you continue to grow and expand in your business, you're going to keep adjusting that foundation. So maybe you would adjust what you want to receive, or you adjust how you want to give, or you adjust your container within which you deliver the transformation. So from that place, of course, then you're able to grow in a way that's sustainable, that you're not going to burn out, that you're not going to chase something that you don't want, that you're not going to end up building a business that you end up resenting or hating, that you're really coming from a place of purpose and love, which that comes through in your content, that comes through in your programs, that comes through in everything that you're doing, so that your business does reflect your purpose, your gifts, your unique traits, and what you're here to do that no one else can do. So I want to share with you all some super exciting news. I have 2 amazing trainings that I'm going to be offering, that I'm delivering this week, that is really going to help you start to connect with that, what I talked about, your purpose, the impact, and then the container within which you deliver your purpose and impact. The first one is on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And that one is all about creating your core message, because your core message basically is who you are. And that needs to be in everything that you do, in your programs and your process that you walk your clients through, your transformational journey that you guide your clients through. And, if you are doing podcast interviews, if you are, being offered opportunities to, write in, guest blogging, if you want to write a book eventually, if you want to be a part of an anthology project, it's this core message that really drives your business, so that every content that you create comes from that core message. And so it makes content creation super easy. And because it's coming from heart and then body and then brain, it also makes your content super magnetic. So your soulmate clients are like super excited to get on a call with you, which is, what everyone, who doesn't want that, right? So that's Wednesday at 10 a.m., your core message creation. Yes, 10 a.m. I was thinking what else we need to say. And then on Thursday, I'm doing a joint training. And this one is about intuitive storytelling. So it's being able to help you connect with what is the deeper message that you're here to share, that you might want to share on stage, that you might want to share in a book. And how can you get that out from intuition versus feeling like you have to follow a certain template or formula or script, but really being able to connect with what your soul and spirit wants to share through you, and how to use that, what comes through you, to further your business, to get your message out there in a bigger way, and to really elevate your message. So that one is Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So they're similar. The first one on Wednesday is really using your core message to really shape your business and how to grow your business and attract your soulmate clients. And then Thursday is how to take that message then and use it on stage, in books, in anthologies. So it's like having basically your one sheet. If you've heard of like a speaker one sheet, it's kind of that idea, is that then that is something that people can look to you for to deliver as far as training or presentations. All right, so if you're interested, I will put links. Actually, for the one on Wednesday, just send me a message. And the one on Thursday, there is a registration link, because I'm doing that with my business partner. And of course, let me know if you have questions about any of the things I talked about. This is how I run my business and my process and my programs. So if that's interesting to you, of course, reach out and we can jump on a call and look at what that might look like. Look in your business. All right. Okay. Awesome. I don't see any questions. So I will leave you all to have an amazing evening, and I'll see you all hopefully on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for core message creation, and Thursday at 1 p.m. for intuitive storytelling. All right, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye.